It's time to take off your clothes, enjoy clothes-free living, and join us for Naked, Nudists, and Naturists.
Welcome to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists, the show that celebrates clothes-free living for all. I'm your host, Frank Stone.
And I'm your correspondent, Lisa Monroe, and I'll be reporting on all things within the naturist community. So it's time to get naked and join us.
And enjoy clothes-free living on Naked, Nudists, and Naturists. Well, greetings and welcome in to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists, episode 165 today. Really glad that you're with us to enjoy this next hour with us, clothes-free living for all of the right reasons. If you can be clothes-free while listening to the show, so much the better. But sometimes you cannot. If you're at the store with your headphones on or even at work or jogging or walking up and down Main Street, no, keep those clothes on. We don't push boundaries. We want nobody in trouble with the law. But if you can be, and if you are in a place where you can be clothes-free, join in because the pool looks like $1 million, feels great too. The hot tub is fired up at 104 degrees, ready to go. We have the grill going full bore, fruits and vegetables off to the right, cold drinks off to the left, hot drinks inside, a hammock out the left side door. You need a nap and we'll take a break. You can go there. Some putting greens behind the pool area. Some bocce ball action off to the right corner outside the pool. And you come back in the pool area. Our infamous cigar bar is awaiting you in the back left corner of the screened-in area of the pool. And as always, we have extra everything, extra chairs, extra suntan lotion, extra towels. If you brought nothing at all, that's great. Come on in. You don't have to provide anything other than yourself and your attitude, ready to join in and enjoy clothes-free living for all of the right reasons. Well, on today's show, Lisa Monroe, as she is walking in right now with a gigantically huge cup of coffee, we will talk about a variety of things going on in the world, and then we will get to part one of my interview with Matt and Megan, or Megan and Matt, however you prefer to say it. They are from nudebeachmap.com. They're out of Vancouver. And what they do is they chart out all the places in the world where you can be naked and free as a jaybird, whether it's a resort or a beach or somewhere off the beaten path. And anybody and everybody who finds a place like that can report to them, and they'll add it to their list on their map. And then wherever you're going in the world, wherever you are, you can find a place. Hey, here we go. Clothes-free living for all the right reasons. So part one with Megan and Matt from nudebeachmap.com. I don't know about you, but I think I hear some music. Let's listen together. Oh, yes, there it is. I can hear it. It's time for the great, the terrific, the one-of-a-kind, the one and only, the completely clothes-free and fully smiling, our naturism correspondent, Lisa Monroe. And here she is, the one and only, the one-of-a-kind, the completely clothes-free and fully smiling, our naturism correspondent, Lisa Monroe. Good morning, Lisa. How are you today?
Good morning, Frank. I'm doing terrific. How about yourself on this lovely morning?
It's only lovely because we're naked and alive, not because of the weather, right?
This is exactly true because the weather is not good and doesn't look good for a few weeks here.
Do you know how many people in the northern United States and Canada expressed their sympathy toward us when I announced through emails or whatever that it was 15 degrees real feel down here? Do you know how many? Take a shot at the total.
I would say a whole bunch. Or like, you people be quiet.
No, the answer is zero. Nobody
Really?
expressed sympathy for us whatsoever
Oh,
because when we were doing 15, they were doing minus 10.
yes.
And so we got no sympathy from anybody other than each other. So I guess we'll have to hang on to each other.
I guess that's it.
At least for one more episode.
Yes. Commiserate together is about all we can do.
Oh, that's right. Well, we have 6 letters to get to today. One of them really short, but 6 listener letters. We want to get a little catch up going on here. But before we do, catching up, not ketchup. I don't want people to confuse it with mustard or mayonnaise or anything else. We have some catching up to do. Everybody knows we gave up paid work, decently paying work to do this show for free. We asked you to step forward. Hey, can you help us with expenses? You've done that. We appreciate you very much. And you can do that anytime. Go to patreon.com, find us. You can also find the link on any show notes on any platform that you use. But Lisa Monroe, on every show, we highlight two of our newer peeps, our paying Patreon peeps. Who do we have today?
Today we have David and Dietrich, and we're very happy to have both of you on board and hope you enjoy being with us.
Yes, thank you very much, David. Thank you very much, Dietrich. And thank you to everybody for being a paying Patreon peep. And don't forget, we are releasing at least 2 videos per month from the interviews that we've done here, but it's only available if you're a PPP and at the highest level. So we encourage you to do that. You can actually see bits and pieces of the interviews that we've done around here. You are the hostess with the mostest when it comes to merchandise. Anything you'd like to talk about or report today?
And basically, things keep rolling along. And one thing I am happy about is we're seeing still after the holidays orders coming in. So we really appreciate that. And so we're kind of getting around, I guess, a little bit. So if you're interested in at least looking to see what we have, go to naturist.com and click on the N&N shop and just browse away.
All right. And we do have that one T-shirt a gentleman bought and took pictures of himself in it, or his wife took the pictures. And that's been posted. So, yeah, if you want to take a shot, a photo with your NNN gear, Naked Nudist and Naturist gear, do it, send it to us, and we'll post it. Or if you don't want us to post it, just send it to us for our own edification and enjoyment. But it's a great way to celebrate clothes for a living for all the right reasons.
It sure is.
All right, let's get on to our letters. We have the first one from Renee Bellamy. Now, he was our guest these last 2 Saturday shows, 161, 163. He is the artist, naturist artist from Vancouver. And to show just how brilliant and intelligent he is, Lisa Monroe, and I have an idea on this in a minute, I'll tell you in a second. But he starts off with, not hi, Frank and Lisa, or hi, Lisa and Frank. Hi, most awesome nude podcasters! Exclamation point. How about that?
I like that. That covers everybody. So,
and not only does he compliment us, but he stays out of the fray of, you getting ticked, you weren't mentioned first, or me being a wisecracker, and all that good stuff. So he's very smart, I would say.
Yes, I think he's quite intelligent man.
Right. You know what we should do? We get a lot of these letters from people who, instead of saying, hi, Frank and Lisa, hi, Lisa and Frank, or Jennifer, whatever, they come up with cute openings. We haven't written those down anywhere. We should probably do that. And maybe
we probably should
just read them off. Yeah.
Yes. Because, it's kind of a running gag here, which is okay. It's great. Yeah. And the fact is that it's wonderful to see how clever people can be. So, you've got to let everyone know what someone's come up with. So I think it's fabulous.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. Just when we get an extra 5 minutes, which should be about the year 2042. I think we have 5 minutes with nothing to do one day that year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Renee Bellamy sent this, I believe, either right before Christmas or right after Christmas. And it says, great show today. I especially appreciated Karen Lisa Siebert's view on spirituality, as it is so different from my experience. I love learning new perspectives. Yet another exclamation point. And you want to take the next paragraph?
Yes. With respect to the phrase naked as a jaybird, the word jay used to mean a simpleton or often a country bumpkin. Apparently, we used to say naked as a robin, which makes no sense to me unless it was related to Robin Goodfellow, the mischievous sprite. Perhaps naked as a robin was changed to naked as a jaybird to denigrate nudity. Interesting thought.
Yeah. Now, question for you. I know we've talked about the old Batman show, the one that was on TV, still in reruns, and Batman and Robin. Could naked as a robin be applied to that Robin? Was he ever naked on that show?
No, but he did wear a rather skimpy costume, so he might as well have been a few times. But it would just have served him better to not have been in that. But not that I remember.
No, I'm just being silly.
Yes, you are.
There is a backstory to that I will not tell on the show because it would cross the line of being appropriate. But no, the Robin was not talking about the Robin that went with Batman.
No.
But then he goes on to say, incidentally, this is also the source of the term jaywalking. I didn't know that. The
I
latter was
didn't either.
championed by the car companies back in the early auto era in their hugely successful campaign to claim our public spaces for their vehicles. Now it starts to make sense, doesn't it?
It sure does. And I never really
Mm,
thought about them having to
mm.
campaign for street, space on the street from people, but I guess they did. And from horses and buggies when they first started the Model T out.
Yeah,
Who
and
knew?
they took it away from us,
Hmm.
just like they're kind of sort of taking spaces away from us in other places, away from
Yes,
naturists.
exactly. That's a very good correlation there. And oh well, I guess we're always on the short end of things when people want something that we have.
Yeah, well, not for much longer. That's why we're
No,
here, fighting the good fight.
exactly.
And then he ends up by saying, "Thanks for all you do to promote being clothes free for all the right reasons!" Exclamation point. And again, that's from Renee Bellamy in Vancouver. We thank him very much. We have a letter from listener Isaac, also showing brilliance. Good morning, NNN. How about that?
That works.
Yeah.
I like it.
No hissy fits from Lisa,
Would
and
you stop?
no joking from me. That's how I
I,
look at it.
I do not throw hissy fits for over anything. Well, maybe a couple of things, but not much. And it's for real good cause when I do, but not this
Okay.
is not it.
And
So
that's your story, and you're sticking to it. You're saying.
yeah, I'm gonna have to.
All right. I will not weigh in because then the show would get derailed and I'd just be sitting here alone while you storm out. So we don't want that. I'll just continue on.
All right.
Good morning, NNN. First time writer, long time listener. In fact, I've been listening since episode 1. How about that,
Wow,
Lisa?
that's
Yeah.
fabulous.
This year, I am looking forward to my one social nude event, the World Naked Bike Ride. I've done it twice before, but this year, my wife is finally going to join in. Well, that's really good news.
That's fabulous. I hope
Yeah.
she has a wonderful time and finds out that it's really the funnest thing that people can do. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. Go ahead. The second paragraph is yours.
In addition to the bike ride, they host a vendor space, and we will have a spot there where we are going to be selling some woodworking items that we have made. We don't have a lot of areas around us where we can be nude outside, except for a couple of campgrounds where the sites are far apart. You can't be seen from anywhere other than your site. This will be her first time at any sort of nude social event, and I'm hoping it'll make her feel comfortable enough to go to a nudist camp, which is about 2 hours away from us.
Yeah. My guess is it will because it's
Yes,
like anything else, not anything else, but naturism, nudism, clothes free living. When you try it, it's like, why didn't I do this before? And especially if you go with somebody who's in that vein already, in this case, her husband, he'll be there to guide or protect or whatever. So she doesn't have to
exactly.
worry about things going astray because he'll be there. And for the most part, they don't anyway. So that's really good news that she's going.
It is, and I think going with someone that you really trust the first time is a great thing, but you'll also find that you can trust the other people that are there as well. So
Yeah.
that'll be
Yeah.
a great experience for her. I hope he'll let us know how it went.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Isaac, make sure you do. But he finishes up by saying, right now she joins me in the house. And by that, she joins him, without clothes in the house.
Yes.
And in a few years, when some of our trees come in and we get a little more privacy in the backyard, we'll have about a half acre back there where we can relax and enjoy the weather. Well, that sounds like he needs to invite us over, is what it sounds like. How
I was
about
going
that?
to say,
Yeah.
I'm incredibly jealous of that opportunity because they're few and far between in this world now. So good. And that's just terrific.
Yeah. All right, Isaac. Thank you, and let us know how the World Naked Bike Ride goes for you and how your wife adapted to it. Our guess is she'll adapt right away, and she'll say, "Isaac, why didn't you do this 100 years ago? Why'd you make me keep my clothes on?" And then you'll be in trouble, but at the same time, it'll have a happy ending.
Oh, I think she'll just be happy that she's doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm just kidding. So thank you, Isaac. We appreciate that. The next letter is from Ramaswamy. He writes in quite a bit, and I think his opening is brilliant as well. You might disagree, but I look at it as what a smart guy. His opening is, "Hello, Frank." Well, that sounds good to me. How about you?
well, that's just perfectly fine because he is a longtime listener and he loves the show and he constantly writes in. So if he wants to, just ignore Jennifer and me, that's fine. It's okay.
That's right.
We know he doesn't, he's not really ignoring us. He's just having a conversation with you.
Well, there you go. Let's
Silly
accept
man.
that and
No.
move on. All right. So I agree with you and Dustin Cox that writing with pen and paper feels better than typing on a keyboard. To which I might add that the choice of pen and paper matters too for each person. And yes, some keyboards can feel better than the others too. I didn't really fully explain that because it wasn't the purpose of having Dustin on the show,
Hmm.
but there's some research out there that it triggers from the brain to the arm to the hand to the pencil to the paper. And so you actually feel yourself writing the letter B or the letter whatever you're writing. Whereas on a keyboard, every key on the keyboard feels the same. So
Hmm.
if you're typing the letter B or the letter J, it feels the same.
Hmm.
When you write it, it is different. And your brain tells again, your arm, your hand, your wrist, your fingers, your pencil, your paper.
Hmm.
So it's a whole process there that cements it home a little more. So that's what I meant by that.
Yeah.
If it feels better, so much the better. Do you want to take the second paragraph?
Yes, and I just want to say something because I read recently that if you that kids who are now using type keyboards to write on are losing manual dexterity and all sorts of different ways of whatever they use their fingers for. And one of the things that helps is writing that helps teach them how to manipulate their fingers. So please, everybody, get a pencil and pen and paper and at least practice because that's important. It's okay. Let's go
It
on.
is it's a soon it's a dying art and soon to be a lost art. And I still write quite a bit with pencil or paper or
Hmm.
pen, whatever. And nobody can read it anymore because I've I've lost that skill
Yeah.
when I went to college. You're taking notes so fast,
Yes.
you just scribble and
Yes.
go on from there. But anyway, second paragraph is yours.
He said, I remember Dustin Cox writing about larger bodies being more noticed even at a naturist resort. I suppose that has to do with the long-standing notion that thin is preferable to being overweight. I did not realize until recently that some people are meant to be larger than others, just as some are meant to be thin. And of course, people can be anywhere in between. And that's really true because there are just certain metabolic types and things like that. People don't process food the same way. They don't store calories the same way. And so sometimes it's not a choice. It's the way they are. So
Mhm.
we need to be very careful.
Yeah, I remember mostly when I was a kid. I haven't heard it for a long time, but they would say he or she is a big boned person,
Mhm.
whatever that meant. That was their way of saying they're a large human being, and that's just the way it's going to be. And conversely, the other way too, a small boned person. My own mother, boy, I don't know if she listens to every show. What I'm about to say, if you never hear from me again, you'll know why. But I don't think my entire life she's ever weighed over 100 pounds. And she would make a big fuss if she got over 90, like, got on the scale 91 pounds. Of course,
Yes.
everybody in the neighborhood, wants to,
Yes.
take her down, leave her body in the ditch. But to her, 91 was over the line. And she was never going to be, 200 pounds and, lifting 500 pounds dead weight. So, right, we vary from person to person based on a lot of factors. We can change it to some degree, but and not all the way. By the way, you agree that there was hardly any nudity when you were growing up, whenever that was. Well, we're 27, so
Yes.
1999 on.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. May I say that there were two nude scenes in the 1960s movie Planet of the Apes? One where the men find a water body and go swimming, and the other when Taylor is on trial. Neither scene was remotely sexual. Which that was Charlton Heston. I remember he was nude in that movie. Was he
Yes.
Taylor or is he somebody else?
I don't remember it. I saw
Okay.
that movie once and not since then. And
Okay.
so
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Last paragraph is yours.
I will say that even a sexual scene can have a purpose besides titillation, like comedy, as in the whole 9 yards, where three men learn very painfully not to be distracted by a naked woman.
I have no response to that.
Neither do I.
Based on some studio happenings in the last year or so, we will just kind of slide on here and moving along.
Yes, a lesson
Uh,
for everyone.
that's right. And then he finishes up with a note. By the way, this film may be of interest to you, and it's a link to naked bodies. And we'll talk about that another time if time allows. But we
Mhm.
thank you very much from Ramaswamy, who ends with good health and good spirits. We have a note from Kurt. He's written to us a lot, mostly on social media, but sent us an email. And he just said, just wanted to say how much I enjoy this podcast. I'm a nudist from Iowa that supports living a clothes free lifestyle. Well, Kurt, we appreciate you very much and for being an avid listener. We don't always respond publicly to personal direct messages on Twitter or Blue Sky, but we thank you very much. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry, you're going to say
Well,
something?
I was going to say that he's in Iowa and it's cold there right now. So,
Oh, yeah.
Kurt, stay in, stay warm, but turn the heat up and get naked inside. That's
I'll bet he is. I'll bet he
that's
is. We have a letter from Gerald. He said we can use his last name, Gerald Austin. I still have a big grin on my face from today's show. Oh, by the way, there's no opening. That's pretty smart, too. He stays out of trouble.
Yep,
All right.
absolutely.
I still have a big grin on my face from today's show. Since I listen to your shows during my lunch, I do have to be somewhat careful and be prepared for a moment of having to laugh! Exclamation point. Oh, how I enjoy hearing both of you make good-hearted little jabs at each other. Well, I'm shocked.
Really?
You take jabs at me. I don't recall ever taking a jab at you. That's how I see it.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I take bad jabs. You just take them, right? Is that it?
I just talk. I don't mean anything by it. But
no, you never say a word. No,
okay.
I'm sure you'll hear from people who will disagree with you.
That's
I hope.
possible. That's possible. Okay. All right. Next paragraph is yours.
The made-up book titles and authors go back a ways. I remember that some were going around when I was in high school in the early 60s. Not the ones that you read today, but titles and authors of a similar nature, although not as well thought out as the ones you used. Laughter is really good for our health, and I thoroughly feel lighter spirits after listening to your show. And of course, my main interest is the seriousness of the subject of social nudity and the terrible attitudes that most of society has against it.
Yep. And he ends up with keep up the great show. Sincerely, Gerald L. Austin. Thank you, Gerald. And yes, laughter is really good for our health and our soul and our overall well-being. And plus, it's just how we're wired. We don't purposely come on, hey, let's be funny today and change our personalities and everything. That's just who we are, right?
Yeah, it is. We kind of have that kind of banner all the time. And the thing about it is that never lose sight, everyone, that this show is about naturism and about how we need to promote naturism and expand naturism. So we may sound like we're making fun of things or having fun here, but that is always our goal. So, let's just have fun getting naturism out there.
Yeah. And there are podcasts in the world on various topics that do AI.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will write a story and they'll plug it into AI and then somebody will read it. And I can always tell the difference, and most people can, because this kind of stuff you and I do, this human being emotional connection stuff, you can't get through AI. It's a couple of things and listen to a podcast. Whereas, hey, Lisa, why don't you read the next letter? You don't get that from AI, but you get it from Frank, Lisa, Frank. So how about that?
That works for me.
Yeah. All right. Our final letter is from Jason. Everybody who wrote in today of high intelligence, he says, hello, NNNPJs. Remember, he's the one who wrote in before about PJs.
Yes.
Because we don't wear them. He was just being ridiculous.
Yes, I remember.
So let me go ahead and read this. I hope you guys had a great holiday season. A couple things. One, I listened to a podcast called Great Detectives of Old Time Radio, where they play old radio detective shows. And so I have a good idea in my head of what these old detectives look like. So the Monroe Stone character, I'm picturing a naked guy. Well, okay, good start. Wearing a detective hat, sure, and a trench coat. So pretty much running around looking like the old-time flasher. Yikes. No. No, Jason. No flashing, no trench coat.
No.
I'll go with the hat and naked. We'll go with those two.
I think the hat's enough.
Yeah, I would say so. You want to finish up there?
Also, I have another book. You might like to look up A River Run Through It by I.P. Freely. Oh, my.
We had a few people send that one in. So
yes, we did.
About 10 people sent that in. So we appreciate all 10 of you and obviously Jason. Thanks for the shows. I look forward to them every week. Jason from Montana. Well, thank you very much, Jason. A lot of listener letters were catching up today, so we appreciate everybody who wrote in. And with that, Lisa Monroe, I need to get to part one of the interview with Megan and Matt from Nude Beach Map. So if you promise to stay clothes-free through the interview, we'll have you back at the end of the show. Is that a deal?
I will definitely stay clothes-free just so I can come back and
all right.
Harass you. No.
Okay. And take more jabs.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you in a little bit. very terrific Lisa Monroe. She does it all around here, including dancing her way out of the studio, and sometimes she even dances when she comes in. she she does our meme work, our merchandise work, our website work. She does it all, and we appreciate Lisa Monroe very much. Well, as a reminder, we are the official podcast for the American Association for Nude Recreation. Are you a member? If so, that is great. But if not, you can become one right now. That's right. Right now, just go to AANR.com, follow the navigation through membership, and within moments, you will be a fully fledged member of the American Association for Nude Recreation. How about that? Well, you are listening to Naked Nudists and Naturists, episode 165 today. Really glad that you are here, enjoying with us clothes-free living for all of the right reasons. And now let's get to part one of my interview with Matt and Megan, or Megan and Matt, however you prefer to say it. They are from nudebeachmap.com. They map out all of the places in the world where you can get naked as a Jaybird 25/8, part one with Megan and Matt. We are headed from where we are up north and very far out west, north of the USA border to Vancouver, way over there on the west coast. I'm going to talk to a couple of people today from Nude Beach Map. They study nude beaches all over the world. They've visited several. They take reports from other people and put them on their website. So let's welcome them to the show this morning from Vancouver and Nude Beach Map, Matt and Megan. Let's start ladies first. Megan, welcome to the show this morning. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Now, you at one point had a career in radio. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. That was a few years ago. I was a journalist for about 14 years, now doing communications at the airport.
All right. Well, very good.
Mhm.
Now you're still communicating. It's just through a different kind of microphone.
Exactly, on the other side.
That's right. Now, let's also welcome Matt from Vancouver, Nude Beach Map. Good morning, Matt. How are you today, sir?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you for having us on the show. Appreciate it.
Oh, you bet. Thanks for coming on in. And coincidentally, you also have a career in radio, don't you?
Yes, yeah, I worked in Australia for a bit and here in Canada. So yeah, it's good to be talking to you this way. It's my favorite medium.
Absolutely. What kind of work do you do right now, Matt, in the radio business? Are you on the air? Are you behind the scenes? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm on the air. I'm on the air. Yeah, here in Canada.
A news show, sports, entertainment, nudism. What do you do?
Music, but I do. Yeah, I do tend to drop that. I go to nude beaches here and there just to kind of normalize it a bit. So
Hey, very good. So you have your own music show on terrestrial radio. What kind of music?
it's top 40 music, so like latest hits and stuff like that.
You're one of the cool kids then, right?
I try. I think I am.
Don't inflate his ego. No.
Megan, let's start with you. Let's just get to the backstory. Our listeners tend to like that from the listeners up front because it gives them the feeling they know you a little better. How did you discover naturism, nudism, clothes-free living for all the right reasons, whatever you want to call it? How did you find out, this is for me? Did you grow up that way or did something trigger it? What happened?
I definitely did not grow up that way. I grew up in a pretty conservative religious household. It wasn't overly strict or anything, but this just wasn't something that was in my world at all growing up. I would say moving out here to Vancouver, to the West Coast, things are a little bit more chill, bit of a hippie vibe. And Matt and I moved here and we love to go to the beach.
Mhm.
Married to an Australian. He is very much into the beach culture. And so moving to Vancouver, we wanted to explore the beaches. There's such great beaches on the West Coast. But we were told that the very best beach was Wreck Beach, and it is a nude beach. And so we figured we would go, see what the vibe is, likely stay clothed, and, just explore the beach, just go for the beach's sake. But very quickly we got there and realized that it was just so much more comfortable to just participate in naturism and to take the bathing suit off. And we just had such a great time getting involved in that community and getting to know those people. And on top of it, it is the very best beach in Vancouver, no doubt.
Oh, very good. Now, we hear this a lot. That people kind of in your situation. Well, let's go check it out. We're going to keep our suits on all day, by golly. Not too long after you get there, you realize I'm kind of sticking out like a sore thumb here. Maybe we should get our suits off. Or you just realize, everybody is just having fun. They're throwing a beach ball around, they're going swimming, kind of regular beach activities. There's nothing unusual going on here. That's basically what happened to you as well.
Yeah, exactly. You think, "Oh, if I get naked, everyone's going to see me." But you very quickly realize nobody cares about you. It's not about you and nobody cares. They've all got the same body parts. There's nothing new to see here and it's just so much more comfortable to participate.
I like to describe it as you show up and you're thinking, oh no, everyone's going to be staring at me. And then eventually it becomes, hey, is anybody even see me at all?
Hello.
I'm here and naked and nobody cares. What's going on?
Exactly.
All right. And then, Matt, how about you? It sounds like you might have participated in naturism in Australia. Is that correct?
Look, I would have said no, but like I've been thinking about this recently, and I, I remember going to the beach a few times with my mum, and well, a lot of times, and she would be topless the whole time growing up. And that's not something that stood out to me unless I think about it. And then I think back and I did go to a lot of nude beaches with my parents, but it's not something that as a child, it's just natural. You don't think anything different. So I have to go back and realize I probably went to probably nude beaches with my parents probably three, 4 dozen times. Up until recently, I would have said no. Like the first time I went was with Megan, and that's how it started. But yeah, obviously it feels natural, and that's what got us into it.
Yeah. All right. So you go to the nude beach with your parents. You see your parents clothes free. At no
Yeah,
point did it strike you as, hey, mom and dad, throw some clothes on. It seemed totally natural, didn't it?
100%. Yeah. And I think that would have been up until I was like maybe 11, 12, maybe even 13, up until you're old enough to hang out with your own friends and not go to the beach. Yeah, with your parents. Yeah. So for me, that was totally normal, but not something that stood out as in, oh, my parents are naturists or nudists or anything. There was no kind of labels like that.
Yeah, that's what we have found out more and more as people describe when they got into naturism early, through their families. And Jennifer has written back and forth with you a few times. That's the environment in which she grew up. It was totally close-free environment growing up, and so nothing is a big deal in life to her when it comes to this. It's just, hello, what exactly is the big problem? Kind of like you, Matt. It's just normal. It's everyday activity. And is that the way you lived at home too, or was it clothes on there until you got to the beach, or how'd that work?
Yeah, only at the beach. Yeah, not at home. And I mean, Megan and I now don't even. I don't think we'd call ourselves even nudists or naturists, bizarrely, because we don't do that at home. It's mainly just beaches. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, that's okay. You could maybe get one of those little toddler pools and put some sand around it in your living room. Call that your nudist beach.
There's an idea, yeah.
Let's look at your website now, Nude Beach Map, and people can find that nudebeachmap.com. And if you forget it, it's in the show notes. And either one of you can start the explanation here. But on the homepage, 1,000 plus beaches, 80 plus countries, 30 plus beach types, 10K plus naturists. What are these numbers all about? Either one of you.
So that's 1,000 beaches is how many beaches we have on there. Some of them are unverified, so they're just locations that we know about and have confirmed there is a nude beach, but no one has actually gone there or taken photos.
Mhm.
The verified beaches, we have a lot more information about those beaches. Maybe we've gone there, or people that we work with have gone there, and we have lots more information. So that the verified beaches cover, like Call Over, Black's Beach, Wreck Beach, beaches that you'd know, Gunnison Beach, for example.
And it's just your go-to resource if you're traveling to an area and you're like, "Is there a nude beach nearby?" You can go on our website, you can see what that nude beach is, you can see, is it family friendly? What kind of people tend to go here? What was Matt and Megan's experience like? We just want this to be a way for people to find out how to get there and what the vibe might be like because you'll find when you travel to nude beaches, it's kinda there's word of mouth, it's a bit tricky to find. It can be, off the beaten path. And so we want this to be able to provide a bit of, logistical direction, but also, hey, am I going to feel safe here as a woman going by myself?
Okay. Now, on the same homepage of your website, find your perfect naturist destination. They can type in a beach name or a city or sounds like a state or a country, and
Yeah.
it can be a beach near them. You can have all destinations. So they can even pinpoint, okay, I'm going to, Megan, you said you're originally from Manitoba. You could type
Mhm.
in Manitoba and it'll list any and all nude beaches. If there are any, they'll list them all. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So you can say like, "Oh yeah, I'm traveling there. Let's see what kind of nude beach options there are," and then you can use our website for that.
And I guess it came about because we were traveling and we try and find beaches and we type it into Google and there'd be hardly any information, or there would be information from 2001 that says, I went to this beach and there were disgusting old people naked. And it's like, and we would be like, okay, that's the beach that we've got to go to. That's, that's what we're looking for. And maybe you'd go there and it had turned non-naturist anymore, or you go there and there's no one there, and it's like, are we okay to strip off here? Like, what's the legality? Is so all that information wasn't available or is really outdated. So what we want to do is try and, well, we are creating a site that has the information that is updated and can help you decide whether you want to go to that beach or not, and maybe get some local advice.
Okay. Now, you talk about nude beaches, and you mentioned the Hollow Beach, you mentioned Wreck
Yeah,
Beach, and a few others. Those are pretty well known. They're pretty big and they're pretty easy to find for the most part. There are also some other spots that I found through the years that are really, really off the beaten path. And in some cases, many cases, they're on private property. And so
yeah.
you put a little swimming hole there and an area you can sit there. And you want to show up and, be clothes free for a few hours, you can, no charge. You have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody to know where they're at. Are those featured at any point on your nude beach map?
There was there were a couple that were on there, and we have people submitting feedback saying it's on private property. If people come here, there's going to be problems.
Ah,
You can only go there if you know the person who owns the property. So we took those down because we don't want to get people in trouble, especially because if you don't know about it in that region and you show up, then there could be problems.
yeah,
On other beaches, normally we kind of leave it because we'll just give all the information and let people decide. Like, hey, this is a rough journey down. I mean, we've gone to nude beaches overseas where we've driven maybe, I don't know, 2 hours on a dirt road and almost got the car bogged, and then hiked an hour to get there. And then it's like, okay, is this place like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, is it worth coming here just to strip off? And sometimes it's not, and we'll put that down there.
yeah. It takes me back to some years ago when I was first exploring the nude beach thing. There was this area in a state, northern Michigan. Well, I guess southern Michigan by Ann Arbor, Michigan. And it talked about one of those. Everything was a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. You turn left here, you turn right there, you go straight 100. Like all these directions. And I finally got to the destination. Like, okay, here I am, and absolutely nothing. And again, in the middle of nowhere. And I just sat there for a few minutes, like, okay, what do I do now? Because I think I'm in the right place. Do I get out and wander around? And this guy came down the street on horseback. Because in the summer, he was riding a horse. He said, "You're looking for the nude beach, aren't you?" And so, well, who is this guy? Is he a police officer? Am I going to be in trouble? Am I trespassing? I don't know. I said, well, if I were, am I close? He goes, well, yeah, if you had been here 2 years ago, you'd be right at it, but it no longer exists. I thought, well, that 3 or 4 hours I'll never get back, but that's the life in the big city, right?
Yeah, so disappointing. I always joke that when we are on a big journey like that, or like we end up with a disappointment, like we put in the hard yards so that people don't have to.
Yeah.
That's kind of we're making the case for our work by doing that, because we don't want people to have to go through that. Especially if this is like their first, they're like, we're gonna explore nude beaches, let's try this one, and it ends up being disappointing like that. We want people to have really solid, positive nude beach experiences.
Yeah, and especially somebody trying it for the first time, they really have no clue what they're getting into other than what they've read, what they've heard, but there's something different about experiencing it yourself personally in person. And so they turn to you a lot, I'm guessing, like, okay, what can you tell me about this place?
Exactly.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people don't go to, nude beach A, B, or C. If you say, hey, you might want to be careful, think this one over, which is great information. But at the other end of the spectrum, you say, hey, this one's great. They're probably more likely to go. Have you gotten that kind of feedback?
Yeah, exactly. I think people in this day and age, with AI and, robotics and stuff like that, they want to hear about a personal experience. And I think we present the information in a way that is relatable, approachable. And so I think that we've built up trust over the years with our reviews.
Yeah, because you can get most of the information online, but you can't, like, you need someone on the ground to describe the vibe.
Yeah.
And is it family friendly? And am I going to feel welcoming? And beaches like Hallover, for example, might not fit someone's idea of a first time nude beach. Maybe they want to go somewhere that's a little bit more sedate, a little bit more laid back, not in the city. Then we can point them in that direction as well.
Now, on your website again, 1,000+ beaches, and if you click on there or click on all destinations, you'll see them all. And you're saying that every one of those, over 1,000, has been visited and reviewed either by you or somebody on the ground.
No, there's unverified beaches there as well, which is the research that we've done in the background and kind of sucked like a lot of sources and done some information to prove that that is a nude beach, but no one has visited it yet.
Okay, but there has
But
been some legwork on your part.
yes, yeah, exactly.
And then with the community that we're building on the website, you have the opportunity to upvote or downvote kind of Reddit style, whether or not that is a verified beach or that is a good beach. And people can comment and stuff as well.
But every day it kind of it updates itself, the website, if that makes sense. So a beach might have got flagged twice yesterday from two different people that it doesn't exist. So then that will drop off the website automatically.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Now, it also mentions 30+ beach types. What is a beach type?
Lakes, pebble beaches,
Okay.
sandy beaches, beaches with waves, beaches with pebbles and waves, cold beaches.
Sounds like you're telling a children's story.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. So basically, anything that's called a beach, you have it on there, and you kind of describe it as to the ambiance, for lack of a better term. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Like if there's like a dock, if it's just a dock, or is it like a sandy surface, or
Yeah.
any kind.
Okay. Now it also says here, we're still on the home page. We will get to some other pages in a moment. But clothing optional beaches, resorts. So you cover resorts in these reports as well.
Yeah, we do. That's a paid feature, so that helps fund all the stuff that we're doing and keep our website online. So we have some great partners, and they're all naturist resorts or accommodations that fit that genre.
Okay. Now there's a woman out there from Mexico. We first became aware of her, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. I'm losing track of time. You know her really well, I think, Franceli, and she's really big in the naturism world, does tons of reports and seems to be the genuine article. You know, we have as I like to say, we have a few phonies out there who just do it to show off their bodies and make money or whatever. But she seems to be really seriously into it. But she does a lot of reporting for you and reviewing, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. She's great. We actually happened to just meet her one year in Zipolite. This
Yep.
was like
Probably
7 years ago.
Probably like 2014, maybe.
Yeah.
We were staying at the same resort that her and Hector, who you know very well,
When they were together.
when they were together in Zipolite, and we happened to have a lot of conversations with them.
We just struck up a conversation with them and just kept in touch over
Yeah.
the years. We weren't doing what we were doing. They weren't as big in the world as in the naturist world either. And we just kind of kept in touch. But Franceli has just always been someone that we've really respected, and she's doing such great work. And we were so thrilled that she came up to Canada in the summer and we were able to show her around, and we've really appreciated the work that she's done for us, and yeah, it's a great partnership.
And we had to temper her expectations as well, because she's obviously from Mexico, beautiful beaches. And we're like, you know what? Vancouver doesn't have beaches like that. Okay. You got to like lower it, just like, yeah.
That's true, but ultimately, sand is sand, water is water, and
She loved it.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we in preparation for this interview, you know, looking through all your work, we found a number of videos that she put together, doing reports for you, and so very impressive, and you know, hats off to her as well. Now, there was a blog post you did, and this might have been what first got our attention. That originally appeared on your website in August of 2025. And the title of the article is "Naturism is Dying. Meanwhile, the beaches are packed." And you start off, and Matt, you were either given or you've taken credit for writing the article.
Yes.
Okay. It basically starts off, you know, plan the funeral, throw in the towel. And basically the party is over. Clubs are closing. Nudism is going away. And then basically, hey, well, now wait a minute. The beaches are packed, though, apparently more than ever. Just take us down that road. What is going on in the world of naturism? Why do you think clubs are closing, and why are the beaches getting packed with, as you put it, people, especially from Generation X, Y, and Z?
I think we can relate to this pretty well because we are the demographic maybe that are doing this. We are people that maybe should be members of clubs but aren't, and maybe should be calling ourselves naturists but don't, which is a weird contradiction. Um, I think it goes back to what I said earlier about us going to beaches and not calling ourselves nudists or not getting naked at home. I think it's a term that I can borrow from Get Naked Australia. The founder Brendan calls it situational nudism. So if the situation grants it, then we'll strip off and go for a skinny dip or hang out on a beach. But if it doesn't, we won't. Um, and I think some of that behavior is what younger people are doing. And maybe it doesn't really fit into the context of joining a club and joining an organization. It's more of like I don't know, like a casual skinny dipping without labels type. Am I describing it right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think your article just came from a place of, I think there's a generation of people who are saying like naturism is dying because club enrollment is going down. But I think we're trying to say is that that's not the only indicator of how things are going in the naturist community.
Yeah, and it comes from a place of love because I would love to see clubs do better and clubs evolve because I think they can, and some really do adapt to younger generations. Cypress Cove, I think, is a great example of that in Florida. People maybe want to paddleboard, they want to play beach volleyball, they want more offered than just a location to get naked. And I think younger generations want it to be more accessible as well. We want to be able to, I don't know, invite our friends for the day. We want it to be, a little bit more welcoming. Because I know for me, if someone had have invited me to a naturist club, I probably wouldn't have gone. Only because it's forced nudity, if that makes sense. But going to a beach where it's optional makes it feel less confronting, I think. So that was kind of my thought when it came to that article, is maybe that we need to adapt a little bit more and change the definition of things. And yeah, that starts with organizations. And I know Anna does a good job, but maybe there's more room there to support people who go to naturist beaches. Maybe there's the option to kind of sign up more people that go to naturist beaches and offer something more for them rather than people who visit clubs.
Yeah, and they're working on pretty much, they want to bring everybody into the nudism community,
Yeah.
no matter where they visit. Now, obviously, clubs, if you join a club, there's a membership fee and there's annual
Yeah.
dues. You're committing to something, like you said, the
Mhm.
experience. The advantages, of course, it's the same place. So you know what you're getting into every week, like as opposed to experimenting and trying a club that's no good. Like, why do we go there? We just lost X number of dollars. So you choose your club, you go there every week, you get to see the same people. Some people like that, some people don't.
Mhm.
But if you do, then you get to see the same people, the same facilities, and so on and so forth. But again, there's a cost to all that. Is it your understanding that all nude beaches, or maybe we should call them clothing optional beaches, are free admission, or are there beaches around the world that do charge an entry fee?
Any entry fee that we've encountered has been just parking,
Okay, okay.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you are right. We've had some bad experiences at beaches, and I would hate for someone to be a first timer to visit that beach and then get that stereotypical idea of what a nude beach is, and then walk away from that experience with a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, we've probably only had 2 or 3 bad experiences out of 100, but still, that's
For
that's not.
for someone to have that as their first experience, that's enough,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
They might never try it again.
Exactly.
Now, when you talk about, that shows you how hip and cool I am not. Generation X, Y, and Z. What age range is that?
I would say like 20s, 30s.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, early 40s.
And those are the people I hear from a lot. Very similar to what you just said a few moments ago, Matt, is that they don't want to get tied down to anything. I might want to get naked and run around on a beach all day today, but tomorrow I might want to go to a baseball game or and just sit home and play, cards with a couple of buddies. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily want to go to a nude beach or a nude club every single day in my life. I want to have multiple options. Is it basically what you're hearing?
Yeah, that label free, we don't want to have it's we just like to go to a beach and not wear a bathing suit. That doesn't make me anything, you know? I
Yeah.
think that's probably the thing for us at least. That's our experience is that like we just didn't want that label.
No, and if you say skinny dip, for example, to someone in their 20s or 30s, that sounds 100 times better than naturist or nudist. Especially here in North America. I mean, you go to Europe and no one really cares whether you're naked at a beach. The vibe is 100% different. I think in saying that, in the context of North America, I think there is a need for clubs and there is a need for people for clubs to be legitimized because there is such a blurred line in North America. And I mean, I think you can feel that sometimes when you go to beaches here, and it's something that has been thrown at us because we are not part of any clubs or organizations. So like, who are these random people posting nude pictures on Instagram? Like, it takes a long time to get legitimacy, and it takes a long time for people to realize, okay, these are the real deal. They're not just popping
Yeah.
up a website posting nude photos, and it could be something salacious or something that is has nothing to do with the goals of naturist organizations.
Yeah, I suppose when you first started off, there were probably people who questioned that, like, okay, what are these two up to? But now you have that seal of legitimacy, I think, at least from people I've talked to, right?
Oh yeah, I would say I would hope so. But I think a big part of that was when we first started, we were hesitant in showing even our faces. And so which sounds funny now because
Yeah.
we show everything. But we very much didn't want to tie our identities to this. Because we did want this to be a community. We wanted to
Yeah.
open this up. We wanted to form a community, but then we very quickly realized that yeah, to get that trust and to build that legitimacy in the community, we needed to introduce ourselves and put ourselves out there. And then now we are getting that we're building that community because we've introduced ourselves and put our faces on it.
Yeah. And again, how long have you been doing this?
I think we started the account maybe 8, 9 years ago, and we've probably only been the face of it for 2 years or so.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Now,
Yeah.
I assume close to 10 years. That makes sense. I didn't realize you didn't get out there publicly just until the last year or two. Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of people said to us, it's faceless. It looks like a spam account. Like, who are you? What's going on there? And then we actually thought, oh, maybe we can find someone to do the content for us. Maybe we can find someone who is our age who can do the content, and we'll kind of tell them what to do when it comes to videos and all that kind of stuff. And then we thought, you know what? This is stupid. What we want is us.
Yeah.
And why are we so afraid to put ourselves out there when we're trying to destigmatize the label anyway? Like, we're trying to make it like, what are we afraid of? And the reality is like nothing really. Like, it's who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah, exactly.
It's very true. If you've been listening to the shows over the last few months, we've been getting feedback from the listeners because a few have been asking, to see us. We're
Mhm.
not physically visible either, as you know. You're seeing me now. Lisa is
Yeah.
on. You'd see her too, but we are actual, real human beings. We're not AI or anything like that. And kind of like both of you are, Matt. You're still in radio, and Megan, you're in radio, and still in communication, though. The magic of radio is the voice and the setting that you set. Even when I do the beginning of the show, the pool is fine, the hot tub is fired up. People actually can picture that setting. We've gotten a lot of letters about that.
Mm.
And in fact, there are several who actually thought I was at a resort describing the settings. Like, no, I made all that up. That was kind of a source of laughter between a few couples
Mm.
going back and forth. But the magic of radio is just the radio itself, the intimacy of the voice. And, I'm talking to you, you're listening. We don't have a two-way conversation in radio, obviously. So to be out there, and at the time we started the show, there were a lot of people on the internet, Twitter, and whatever else is out there, just naked as jaybirds. I like to say 10,000 selfies a day. Like, hey, I'm naked again. Would you believe I'm still naked? Like, folks, that's not nature. That's just showing off or wanting a click or a heart or a like or whatever. And so we even dug our heels in a little deeper, like, okay, well, we're not going to be that because we're not that. And we don't want to
Mhm.
get caught up in that. We're going to do what we do, which we think we can do really well. And now, after a little over 2.5 years, people are saying, okay, you had your 2.5 years. What the heck do you guys look like? And so we're releasing some of that on Patreon to our Patreon folks. But I don't know. What do you think of that? Should we be out there? Because you had the same thing. Now, you were not out there. You did all the stuff, behind a website. We're doing everything behind a mic. Is it better for you now that you're out there? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I think it adds an authenticity, because the nature of our work is we are going to beaches, we are reviewing these beaches, we're talking about our experience with them. So I think there's something when we were just doing the reviews online, so it's like text, it's fine, you can read it and you can understand it, but I think when you get to know us and our voices and our personalities, you it adds a deeper level to those reviews. It's like, "Oh, Megan prefers a sandy beach, so I know she's gonna rate this one a bit higher because she prefers a sandy beach." You get to know us, and I think that by putting our faces and our voices out there, it's deepened that level of getting to know us, I think.
Yeah, and also we were pretty open about our friends when we went to Wreck Beach, and we're going to nude beaches overseas. So it's not, I don't think it was a huge reach to do that. It just felt like, I don't know, something a little confronting to put your image out there. But it's like, you know what? I'm not a supermodel. You're not a supermodel. Like, we're just average people. And that's the
Mm.
appeal, right? Like, that's who we want to appeal to.
That helps to
Yeah.
to destigmatize as well. We're just average people. Now I'm out there rocking my C-section scar, and we're average people trying to promote body positivity and destigmatize naturism.
The very terrific Matt and Megan, or Megan and Matt, however you prefer to say it, from nudebeachmap.com, where they list a whole bunch of places throughout the entire world where you can be naked as a jaybird. And on next Saturday's show, which will be episode 167, part 2 with Megan and Matt. And before we head for the hills until we get to Wednesday's show, let's bring back in our naturism correspondent, Lisa Monroe. Welcome back, Lisa.
It's good to be back. I was
You
good the whole time.
Okay. You have in your hands and not only a Naked Nudist and Naturist coffee mug, but it is completely filled with, I can see the steam coming off, piping hot coffee. That's the equivalent of 2 cups. How many does that make for you today?
Let's see, probably 6.
Oh, my goodness.
3 of these mugs, so I think that's roughly maybe 14 ounces of coffee or something each. So, yeah, I'm getting up there. I'm probably going to be wired for the rest of the day.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Well, it's really great to talk to Megan and Matt. You can tell they both have radio backgrounds, radio voices, and they know how to present information. And what a great site they have. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it yet, but they have all these not only nude beaches and resorts and the typical places you can find almost anywhere, but they have these little hideaways tucked in the middle of nowhere that somebody found and reported it, and there's evidence that it exists, so they got there too. So wherever you go, you can find somewhere to hang out naked. Pretty good deal, isn't it?
It's certainly a good deal, and their website is excellent. I have been there, and just this information is just fabulous to have because, people are all over the world. So this is, if you're somewhere that not the U.S., guess what? You might find something. So that's really great.
Yeah, very well said. All right, Lisa Monroe, with that, let's head for the hills. And the same deal. If you promise to remain clothes-free until Wednesday, we'll do a show Wednesday. How about that?
I will be clothes-free as often as possible until Wednesday.
No. We want 25/8. Can we get that or not?
Cold. It's
That's
cold
okay.
here.
Do it for the show.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
One for the Gipper, I guess. I don't know. Okay. I promise.
Right. Sounds good. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye.
Well, you've been listening to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists, episode 165 today. We give you a brand new show every Saturday morning, 6 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, and on most Wednesdays, 12 noon Eastern Time. Continue to join us. Check us out on our website, nakednudistandnaturist.com, Spotify, Google, Amazon/Audible, Apple Podcasts, and also on Twitter. You can write us anywhere, anytime, any place. And we thank you for being with us today. Plan to join us for every single one of our shows here and have your clothes off when you're listening. We have our clothes off when we're broadcasting, enjoying the naturist life.
We celebrate clothes-free living for all. Remember to enjoy being naked and join us again for Naked Nudists and Naturists.
We drop a brand new show every Saturday morning, so come back and join us. Have your clothes off when you do for Naked Nudists and Naturists. Have a great clothes-free day.